Sideshow, a Batman animated series episode that's so good, I kind of forgot all about it. That's right, Killer Croc showing up. And yeah, if I'd listed off top 25, even, probably wouldn't even gotten to this one, but had a good time. So let's talk about it right now. All right, Killer Croc episode. Michael Reeves wrote a story here that, putting Croc with the other carnies and stuff seems so obvious. He's loosely inspired by some Denny O'Neil comics that are predates this by quite a bit. And I love the fact that in the Batman animated series, we don't have to have things that line up exactly with the comic book world. All right, so Croc breaks free. He's being moved. He's got the Crocs have the strongest bite line before he breaks his shackles and goes on an escape spree. And I will admit, they kind of caught me off guard because I remembered so little about the episode. I kind of forgot the fact that he's on a train. Batman is actually there as one of the guards, actually in hiding. And really cool graphics, really cool stuff before we end up with like the top of the train fight, which is always going to be fun and kind of cliche. Sure, I get that, but I had a good time with it. What is interesting though is that Croc and Batman are sort of in like a cat and mouse pursuit type thing where Batman just kind of keeps tracking him over the cliffs and things like that. But they play it up a little more interesting because Croc had been hit with a tranquilizer dart. So he's not really up to his full strength. He's having difficulty even in the water. And Batman's like close behind, kind of keep a finger on what's actually going on. We kind of literally have some of the cliche type stuff with the Croc literally throwing a rock at him, which we have in the almost got him story arc and episode. But Batman almost falls over the edge. Before Croc kind of comes across these, wakes up and he comes across these carnies. And I will say that I did not think that this would be as interesting. I thought this is going to be just kind of silly. But very quickly, it becomes clear that they're really dealing with the identity thing, being the outcast or not. And Croc's really presented with a kind of a challenge of like, listen, dude, you do have an opportunity here to just not be the monster that you are. Croc's actually fitting in pretty well with the other characters. You got the little flipper boy, you got a Goliath, you got everything that you kind of want, but you also see Croc really can't change his stripes. He actually just who he is. And even though Richard, who's the guy who's kind of orchestrated everything, obviously the ringmaster metaphor, quoting Shakespeare all the time, kind of wants the best for Croc. The boy even kind of confronts him, but he's there to steal money. It's not going to work out before Batman shows up. And Batman ends up in some fisticuffs with the Goliath character. And I don't know. I was a little disappointed Batman didn't have a better strategy. So it does get a little tedious sometimes because, he is this superhero and this great mind, but he ends up in these precarious situations in the animated series where these battles last longer than they kind of should. Croc actually gets the upper hand, and Batman convinces them to throw him in a cage. He's actually, I don't know how they've lived their lives and not heard of this, Batman guy, but that's the premise. And they kind of have him in here. But again, Croc can't help be who he is. And once Croc starts deciding he wants to kill Batman, they all start turning against him very quickly. Even little Flipper Boy, and it gets to be kind of confrontational. Like, what are you going to do to stop me? And he starts attacking all of them, putting some of them in cages before they start breaking out. You end up in this big battle scene at the end with Batman finally figuring out a way to escape, and the carnies are there to actually kind of help him. Really good sequence, I have to be honest. Look at Flipper Boy. Flipper Boy's there to help Batman. They're going to go underwater, find their way in, and you end up with this big battle sequence. I really did like it. I actually thought it was really, really good. Michael Reeves did a really great episode with this episode, and then basically putting them underwater, having a little bit of some battles where Croc would clearly have the upper hand. I think was also very smart, but Croc can't get out of his own way. They eventually catch him and send him back, and the Carney people, they're sad, but that's it. It's a little bit of a, zebra can't change their stripes kind of thing. I get it. It's a little meek, and hence the reason it's not going to be one of those elite episodes that we're all talking about. But clearly, it's one that's very, very solid from start to finish. I had a great time watching it. It moves extremely fast, and I have to be honest, I just didn't remember some of the details. I did have the laugh. The biggest laugh was obviously Croc literally throwing a rock at Batman. That's the gag that's in Almost Got Him. Of course, Batman being undercover and then the chase and the fight scenes and all that just play out really well. I do like the fact that the characters in the show convey what normies feel, right? We want the best of people. We try not to think the worst of people. We want to hope that they can be reformed, not want to be a murderer all the time. And Croc's just evil. So really loved all this. Thought it was really just a fun experience. So That's my Batman rewatch episode this week. Hopefully, you're enjoying these. There's a playlist in the description there. You can go back and watch all of them. Went through all of the original season one episodes, and now I'm almost done with season two. These are the 1994 episodes, so we're moving very quickly through this series, and it is kind of fun to kind of revisit something that's this good. I mean, when this is considered one of the weaker episodes over the grand scheme of things, that shows how good the show really is. So that's my take on it. Let me hear more from you guys out there, though. I am Pops.